News reports part 7. I beg your pardon please, it is the real part 7. The previous video was actually part 6, but I gave the wrong heading over there by calling it part 7. It was part 6. So this specific video is part 7. News reports part 7. And now we talk about the speaking skills, giving a news report. Have you ever noticed how newsreaders on television speak? How do they read the news? Discuss the following questions in groups, then share your conclusions with the rest of the class. Do newsreaders speak in a formal or informal register? What words can you think of to describe the way a newsreader speaks? Newsreaders have to speak in an extremely correct and formal manner because they have to tell large audiences about important events. Because of this, newsreaders are often held as examples of proper way to speak English or any other language that they speak. Newsreaders are expected to be serious and they cannot make mistakes. In this exercise, you will play the role of a newsreader. Give a 1-minute news report to your class about an event or issue in Singapore that is important to students. You may gather the materials from your report from newspapers, the internet, or television. You may choose to do a report on one of the following issues. A. Changes in the education system. B. Recent news involving teenagers. C. Teenage talking points. D. Teenage trends. Because you will be reading your news report to the class, you will need to write out your entire report first. Make sure you include who, what, when, where, why, and how the event took place. And your news report by giving 1-sentence summary of why this event is important to the students. Begin with the example with the following sentence. This is your name. Now I can call it, this is Tariq Shafi, reporting on the issue of blah, 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 blah. Remember to speak clearly and slowly if you make a mistake while speaking. Just correct yourself and carry on. There are no perfect newsreaders. After the presentation, discuss these questions as a class. Number 1, what are the qualities of a good newsreader? Number 2, what is the difference between writing out and what we want to say and just speaking it naturally? Number 3, how does this affect the way we speak? Thinking skills, analyzing. In a previous vocabulary lesson, you learned about how news reports should be written in objective language. But did you wonder why news reports in the newspaper was not as objective as the report in the Straits Times? Read the 2 newspapers again and discuss these questions as a class. What is the purpose of the 2 reports? Number 2, what kinds of information can we find in the 2 reports? Number 3, the 2 news reports are different because they are meant to be read by 2 different audiences. Who do you think are the audiences for the newspaper? For the newspaper and for the Straits Times. The information that appears in a newspaper is dependent on its audience. The audience for the Straits Times would more likely be interested in a straightforward presentation of facts, while the audience for the newspaper would more likely be interested in the human drama and humor behind the facts. In this exercise, you will read a news report, rewrite it for 2 different audiences. Use the following questions as a guide. What kind of news is my audience interested in? What headlines will my audience be attracted to? In what form would they prefer the news to be reported? and then I'll provide you the reading in my next video.